Hey guys, welcome back to the computer science series. We will be continuing where we left off last time, and today we will be talking about alternatives when implementing a new system or a piece of software. So, last time we talked about the need to change from an old system to a new system. Today we are going to talk about how to implement these changes. There are four ways: direct changeover, parallel running, pilot running, and phase conversion. I think so. The names are fairly descriptive. So, direct changeover is when the old system is completely left and the new system is instated immediately. There are some advantages and disadvantages which are stated: minimal time and effort, new system is available immediately. Disadvantage: if the new system fails, there is no fallback. That's for direct changeover, where the old system is ditched immediately and the new system is started again. Parallel running is when the new system is started, but the old system is also running at the same time. So if the old system fails, the new system fails, we can go back to the old system. uh, the advantage is the new system fails, we can go back to the old system, so there is no loss of data or productivity. They can be compared also, the outputs, so to see whether the goal is reached, we can compare the certain areas which were improved, and we can compare that was the target achieved or not. Some disadvantages is obviously running two systems. It is costly in terms of time and money, and you also have to keep transferring the data from one system to another system. You have to manually input the data in both systems. So that is direct changeover, where you ditch the old system, start the new system. That is parallel running, where the old system and the new system both are run together to see if the new system is up to mark, and if the old system fails. If the new system fails, we can go back to the old system. A pilot running, where the new system is tested with a small subset of the organization. So only some people in the company only get to test the new system, while most of the company is still on the old system. So it basically is good for ratting out any bugs and anything which final tweakings which need to be done. It can be done with pilot running. Once the pilot running is successful, it can be implemented throughout the whole organization. The advantage is, if the new system fails, only few people will be affected. Most of the organization will not have any effect. Obviously, for the small people who are using the new system, there is no fallback. That is pilot running. Phase conversion is where the new system is introduced and the old system is slowly reduced, and then eventually the old system will be no longer used and the new system will be fully running. Old systems are gradually replaced with new systems. It allows people time to get used to the new system. Unlike direct changeover, you just drop the old system, you start the new system. So, pilot phase conversion, you give people time to adjust to the new system. We can also do like fully plan out the conversion. If something goes wrong, we can have like time to prepare contingencies for when stuff goes wrong. If the new system fails, there is no fallback. So usually the disadvantage for most of this is that if the new system fails, there is no fallback because the old system is lesser used or completely removed in the case of direct changeover. So those are the methods, alternatives when installing or implementing a new system. We can see how we can implement them basically. These are the four ways which we just discussed. Now, data migration or moving data from the old system to the new system, we need to move our data or we need to migrate our data. It can be as simple as putting the USB, or it can be as complex involving database exchanges. Also, it can be like copy paste. You're migrating the data from one folder to another folder into different time zones, stuff like that. These are some possible problems which may arise with data migration, such as im- incompatible file format, data structure differences, validation rules, incomplete data transfer, and international conventions on date, time, currencies, and character sets. So let's discuss more further in each of these problems. Incompatible file format. Uh, as the same piece of software might have different versions, the data created in one version might not be compatible with another version. Suppose right now, like Windows 10, Windows 11, you can't, like, there might be some problems if you open, suppose, something from Windows 2007, or like if you open like Windows, like a very old version of Windows in like Windows 11, it won't work because the file format has changed. There is also data structure differences, table or a flat file, array to a linked list. It might cause lot of problems. Validation rules. These are rules applied to the input. Uh, we can say example is, suppose we are working on an Excel spreadsheet, and that we have said that you cannot input any negative numbers. However, for some data we need the negative numbers. So that's what I mean by validation rules. Certain programs might have validation rules. Incomplete data transfer. If the actual transfer is interrupted, only part of the data is to the destination, leading to loss of the other half. Example of this is, suppose the power goes out in the middle of the time where you're converting, copying a file from the USB to your RAM, random access memory. So if suddenly your computer goes out, only some of the data is transferred, not the entire data. The other data is lost. A difference in character, data currency, character sets. This is why we have the difference between ASCII and Unicode. Uh, Basically, ASCII is an American standard, and for numbers and characters and stuff like that. Here I've given some examples, such as in the UK, 3518 means 3rd of May of 2018, but in the US it means 5th of March. The dollar sign might mean the US dollar, could be mean the Zimbabwean dollar, could be mean the Canadian dollar. Lots of currencies use the dollar. Some other things might be like character sets. Not all languages use the Latin alphabet. Some languages use the Arabic alphabet. Then you have the Russian alphabet. So there will be some problems in the data, like the reading of the data. Yeah, this is what I said. This might be, how will it be displayed on a Russian computer, because Russian uses a different data set. We have the English alphabet, which comes from the Latin writings. We have the these writings. These are some examples: day, month, year, month, day, year, year, month, day. So basically, different places have different conventions. That is what I mean by what I say over here. This is the symbol of euro. This could be something else. For example, E could also be like the small e could also be Euler's number in math, stuff like that. So basically, how the conventions are, and example of this is ASCII, ASCII, or American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Sorry. Basically, it is what you, if you have an English, if you type in English, you are using the ASCII symbol, where every input is given a specific binary value. However, as I said, not all computers use the Latin alphabet. You have the Russian alphabet, you have the Arabic alphabet. So for that, you have come up with another standard called Unicode. So basically, for others languages, ASCII is only for American, only for English. However, Unicode is for, tries to include other languages like Russian and Chinese also. So like that. That's the difference between also ASCII and Unicode. ASCII is mainly for English. Unicode is for multiple languages. As I said, testing is always important. This is the computer, how we do the testing in computer science. What all are the various aspects we need to test? We need to test the management, security, compatibility, performance, user experience, and functionality testing. Here are some examples of testing: static testing and dynamic testing. Static testing is like only specific parts uh, are tested, like reviews or walkthroughs or inspections. Dynamic is like the code is run. Dynamic, the code has to be complete. There is also alpha testing and beta testing. Alpha testing is performed by testers who are inside the company, usually like the company employees. Beta testing, however, is performed by the end user or the target audience who are not the employees. So the, if there's a game, there is usually a beta test where, if you would like to play the game, you can test it out, give the final feedback, then they could update some patches or something. There's also black box and white box. Black box, basically, you test the system without knowing the actual code. White box, you actually know the code, so you can go more in depth. There is also user acceptance testing. Basically, how the end users are reacting to the product. Are they happy? Because happy users, more productive users, good for developers. And if you are more productive, you are less stressed also. We could say like that. Automated testing is when a robot or a algorithm tests the product. Okay, guys, that's all for today. We talked about the various types of testing, like automated testing, user acceptance, black box and white box, alpha and beta, static and dynamic. And we also talked about various problems which can occur from data migration or moving of the data. And we also talked about the ways to implement a new system. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Watch out for part 3, which is coming soon.